International commentary. Australian PM's visit to China takes positive steps. Sino-Australian relations restart with renewed vigor. China News Service. November 8 Gan Tian. From November 4 to 7, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese made an official visit to China. This visit, marking Albanese's first trip to China since taking office and the first visit by an Australian Prime Minister since 2016, coincided with the 50th anniversary of former Australian Prime Minister Gough Whitlam's visit to China, undoubtedly carrying significant meaning in connecting past and future, paving the way for the positive steps towards stable development in Sino-Australian relations. Looking back at history, it is not difficult to see that exchanges between China and Australia in various fields have a long and profound history. Lists of data and facts about cooperation clearly show that the economic complementarity has continuously injected vitality into the bilateral relationship, also bringing tangible benefits to the peoples of both countries. According to data from the Chinese Embassy in Australia, in the 50 years since the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and Australia, bilateral trade has surged from less than $100 million to $220.9 billion in 2022. China has long maintained its position as Australia's largest trading partner, export market, and source of imports. At the same time, an increasing number of high-quality Australian agricultural products are entering Chinese households, enriching the choices of Chinese consumers. Admittedly, there have been some twists and turns in Sino-Australian relations in recent years. However, the two countries have no historical grievances or fundamental conflicts of interest, especially in the current climate of increasing global economic uncertainty. Properly handling differences and expanding pragmatic cooperation clearly align more with the common interests of both countries, as well as the common expectations of the regional nations. Notably, since 2022, with joint efforts, exchanges in the fields of economy, education, tourism, and others between China and Australia have gradually resumed, and the friendly ties between the people have deepened. The potential for cooperation in dealing with climate change and clean energy is particularly promising. Chinese official data shows that in 2022, the bilateral trade in goods between China and Australia exceeded $220 billion. In the first half of 2023, 133,000 Chinese students studied in Australia, accounting for 21% of all international students in Australia. In August 2023, China resumed outbound group travel to Australia, injecting a boost into the local tourism economy. In October 2023, the National Gallery of Australia returned 3 precious cultural relics to China, witnessing another friendly exchange and cooperation in cultural heritage between the two sides. Now, with Australian Prime Minister Albanese's visit to China, more positive energy has been injected into stabilizing the bilateral relationship. As he said during his visit, the relationship between Australia and China is very important for Australia and the entire region. The Australian government will continue to promote cooperation with China, as consolidating our relationship through dialogue and cooperation aligns with the common interests of both sides. The essence of Sino-Australian relations is mutual benefit and win-win cooperation. Dialogue and cooperation are the right choices. It is believed that both sides will continue to enhance mutual understanding and trust in peaceful coexistence, and achieve common development through mutually beneficial cooperation, driving the comprehensive strategic partnership between China and Australia continuously forward.